Hi guys, and welcome to FaithWorks Designs. I'm Faith, and today we're taking a pattern that I've used quite a few times making projects such as the Lego box video. I'll leave a link down in the description for that one. But today what I thought we would do is take the Faithwell storage bin pattern from So Sweetness Designs. I believe that's the name of it. It's not. I'll link that as well down below. It is a free pattern, which is awesome. My little ones wanted to carry their bins around, but there was just one handle on the Faithwell storage bin. So what I thought I would do is I wanted to add two so that they could carry it around like this. This one is the large size. You can do this with the smaller bins. It's just a matter of making sure that you change the measurements. Basically what I did was I cut it in half and then made sure that I add seam allowance. I'll show you in the video. I just wanted to be able to have two handles so it was a little easier for them to carry around. There's not much change in the pattern. You just need to make sure that you go to So Sweetness's website and grab their pattern. It's free. You can download that and print out your directions and then just follow along with me so that you have two different sides. So let's get started. Alright, so the very first thing you're going to do is decide which fabric that you're going to use for your outside and which fabric you're going to use for your lining. Oh yeah, so not sponsored or anything, but Dazzle Custom Fabrics. I got this really cute fabric with bluey on it. It's really hard to find bluey for some reason. My kids love bluey, and so I went on her website and she had a bunch of different types of bluey and just different fabrics that you can't really find at Joann's or other stores. So I grabbed some of that, and if you use code FAITHWORKS10, I'll try and link it somewhere up here or down in the description. If you use FAITHWORKS10, you can get 10% off of your order. So take advantage of that. Go get yourself some really super cute fabric so that you can make yourself some really cute bins. Now let's get started. What I did was I cut it 21.5 inches long. So if you have a directional print, you guys know how much I love directional prints. Make sure that your print is facing this way. And that way when it stands up, it'll look like it's right. Alright, so 21.5 inches this way. Same thing with your lining fabric. I backed it with the interfacing foam, and I believe the pattern calls for that as well. And then you've got your lining fabric is backed with interfacing. I believe it's just the regular interfacing. I've got kind of a stiffer interfacing on this one. Then go ahead, and in her pattern she tells you to go ahead and mark 1/4 inch here and then 1/2 inch here, and then kind of connect all of those lines. We're going to sew our lining fabric on that line so that when you put the bag inside, the lining inside, it'll attach better to the sides, and it'll be nice and tight fit and not all loose and wonky. So I went ahead and I marked both sides like that, and then what I did was I folded it in half like this, and then I just took my scissors and I just made a little nip in it so that I could find the middle, and then I'm going to turn it on the wrong side. And I rant and rave about these, and you guys have got to go to the dollar store and grab these little cutting mats because they're going to be a lifesaver. What I went ahead and did was I printed out her pattern, and then so that I wouldn't lose it and so that it would be a little easier to trace around, I went ahead and I got the plastic mat, cut out my pattern, so now I can use this over and over again, and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to take our pattern, I have marked my middle, and I'm going to find the clip in my middle of my lining with the middle of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and mark it. Just like that. Now do that to both of your linings, and then you're going to grab your outside portion and make sure that it's facing the direction that you want. Like this is going to be my top, this is going to be my bottom. Now what I'm going to do is put right sides together, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip across the top, and you can put some pins right here, and then you're going to sew around that. Just like you would do for the regular Faithwell storage bin patterns. except for we're making it into 2 pieces. We're going to have to do this twice. Just how it tells you with the Faithwell storage bin, you're going to do the exact same thing as she does with her pattern. Make sure that you do your little clips so when it turns inside out, it'll be right. You're going to do that to both of your panels. After you have it sewn, you're going to take your lining fabric and you're going to push it through. So just like that, you've pushed it through. Now, you can go to the iron and kind of finger press this. What I normally do is I get it to where I want it, and then I'll stick like a pin out here so it'll keep it right where I want it. And then just like you do with the other Faithwell, you're going to top stitch this part. Alright, so normally on a Faithwell storage bin, you would have one piece, and then the next step after you do the top stitching would be to bring these two together and sew down the sides. But if you're going to do the 2 handles, what you're going to have to do is you're going to put right sides of both of your panels together. And then you're going to move your lining out of the way on both sides. And then put right sides together, clip down this side, and then clip down the opposite side. Go ahead and sew those. Alright, so I've sewn down both sides. So we've made our bucket. Now, what you're going to have to do is, this is a little tricky, is you're going to take your lining and fold it up on both sides. So just like that on both sides. Now what you're going to do is you're going to clip on both sides of the lining all the way down so that you're joining the lining just like you did the sides here. Make sure that when you're sewing down the sides that you're starting from the 1/4 inch, going down into the 1/2 inch, and then back up to the 1/4 inch, and that'll be your lining. Alright, so I've got my side sewn up on my outside fabric. I've got my side sewn up on my lining. Now it's time to do just like you would do originally with the Faithwell storage bin. I have got my bottom. I've marked all 4 of my points. I'm going to match those up to the 4 points on the bottom of the bin. Make sure you're putting them at the bottom and not the top. Same thing for your lining. You're going to put your lining bottom in and sew it up just like you would the Faithwell storage bin. Alright guys, so what did you think? I think it's really cool. I didn't take you through every single step that I do to make this because Sew Sweetness already has a video on how to do her storage bin. I just wanted to show you how I make the sides so that you can have 2 of your handles carried around. I do share the measurements for how you can cut it in half. If you're doing the different sizes, they've got a small, medium, and large. What I did was I just cut that in half and then added seam allowance. And then that way I could have 2 sides to connect. And that way I got my handles. Anyway, you can just follow along with Sew Sweetness patterns. Watch her video first. And then that way you kind of get the gist of how to do the whole bin itself. And then come back and watch how I cut it in half so that you get both of your handles. And it's pretty easy to do, as it makes everything a little bit tighter to work with. But once you figure out one, you'll be making a bunch of them. And they'd be great for Easter baskets or toy bins. Again, you can check out that Lego bin link down below. They were pretty easy to make. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. Or if you want to subscribe and hang around for some more pattern alterations, you can click the subscribe button and YouTube will let you know when I've next uploaded. If you have any comments or questions, you can just leave them in the comment section down below and I'll get to those as soon as I can. Thanks for joining us again on Faithworks Designs. Bye guys.